Assalamu alaikum, hello, welcome to day 2 of the Global Art Forum here in Dubai and day 4 overall in our program. My name is Shuman Basar, I'm the director at large, and on my right are our two esteemed co-directors, Turi Munt and Sultan Saud Al-Qasimi. You'll be hearing more from them very, very shortly. A few important thank yous to the various entities and institutions that have made this possible and continue to support us. So here in Dubai, the Dubai Culture and Arts Authority and the Dubai Design District. And in Kuwait, we're extremely grateful for the support of the Tamdeen Group, Dala Al-Athar Al-Islamiyya, Sultan Gallery, and Nuka. For the last 5 years, the Global Art Forum has taken pleasure in thinking, modes of address, and we've made this public. We are promiscuous in our interests. Art, contemporary or otherwise, is not given VIP treatment in the Global Art Forum. Curiosity is a priority, and so are you. We hope that in the next few days, you'll learn new things about an almost old concept, which is that of the increased networking and networkedness of the world. And so I'm going to hand over to Sultan here, who's going to tell you a little bit about the theme and also what happened here yesterday.
Thank you, Shuman. Yesterday we had an excellent day, I believe. We kicked off with a panel talking about the new digitized spaces. We had Latin American arts institutions as well as one from Palestine, and how these institutions are using technology and the internet to reach out to audiences who potentially will never visit the physical space, and whether that is at all possible. We then moved on to Troy Conrad from the Guggenheim, who explored how architecture is entering the digitized space. Finally, Chris Bevins, was wearing the black hat here in front, was in conversation with Turi about what Turi coined textiles and how technology is entering the fashion world. And we moved on to a vocal presentation by Lawrence Abu Hamdan, who's one of the 2015 Art Dubai commissioned artists, who spoke about how voice is being used, or voice recognition is being used, and accents in border controls as well as day-to-day use. We then had Omar Khalif in conversation with James Bridle, who coined the term the new aesthetic. And so it was exploring the digital and physical space and the relationship between both of them. We closed the day with a panel I chaired with a couple of pioneers in the UAE, including the first woman to appear on radio and television in the UAE and perhaps even in the Gulf. Today, we have an equally stellar cast of speakers, which I look forward to trying to keep up tweeting and enjoying at the same time. And Turi will tell us a little bit more about it now.
So to Shuman's point about understanding networks, there's an Irish academic called John Norton. He's an academic and a journalist. And he doesn't use the word network in any other context other than to say that today we are well and truly networked. He doesn't mean that in a nice way at all. Today we have a very long day, which looks fabulous. We start off, Georgina Adams is going to be kicking off a conversation about online art markets. Finally, we're bringing the commercial and the theoretical together. We then move on to a conversation about art and technology in education from Aisha Khana, followed by a break. So one of the things we've learned from previous experiences of the Global Art Forum is that if we don't have a break, everybody gets angry. And part of the premise of the Global Art Forum is to keep things funny and light, as well as difficult and interesting. So the break is a fundamental part of our program. We then move on to a conversation about whether the smart city is also a good city, which is going to be led by Parag Khana, Parag and Aisha, the great double act, whom we're very grateful to have here. We'll then move on to a conversation about YouTube, well, the Otolith group will be presenting a piece on YouTubeification, which Sultan and I have decided is translated in Arabic as yetabiye, which is another neologism for the Global Art Forum. After which we will see a three-way conversation between Cecile B. Evans, an artist, Shumon, you need a middle name too, Shumon Basar, and Dan O'Hara, who will be talking about artificial intelligence and whether it's actually intelligent. And then I think that's it. I am also, I thought the correct analogy was concierge, but I think I'm more like an air steward. Some details. This is our hashtag. The conversation goes on Twitter all the way through. We'll also, very importantly, be taking questions through that hashtag. So do please ask questions through it. Upstairs, a space called Forum, where you will be able to see some of the talks from yesterday and some of the talks from Kuwait. See some of the talks from today at the end of the day, of the earlier part of the day. So if you miss anything or if you liked it so much you want to see it twice, you know where to go. Please notice our beautiful accessories. We think it's all in the mind. Actually, the bit which excites us most is here. It's the accessories. So these were conceived by Shumon and Uns and were designed by Vivek, who isn't here, but a big shout out to those three. And please also note and take and share and spread our badges, which we think are very funny. The Wi-Fi is iMedinat. Please keep your phones very much on, but on silent. And
Please do that right now. People did not heed our request yesterday, and it does disturb proceedings. So please go to silent now. Thank you.
excellent. And then otherwise, yalla.
Great. So on to our first session of the day. Just a small few words to set the scene. We're calling it Values, Virtues, and the Virtual. Yesterday, James Bridle suggested that we should stop looking for metaphors to describe the internet. Instead, we should see how the internet is a metaphor for the rest of life that we nostalgically call the real world. Question: if you had to count how many images you see every day, every week, every month, would it be in the hundreds or the thousands or the millions? How many of those are JPEGs of artworks? How many artworks have you physically touched in real life, and how many have you touched on a screen? Do you prefer seeing art that you can swipe left? Do you see more art than before you had the internet in your pocket? Does that make art more or less valuable, more or less virtuous? And what is value in an age of images everywhere? Perhaps the gallerists at the fair may have a common answer, and perhaps the collectors at the fair may also have a common answer. And perhaps our guests, coming up in a minute on stage, also have a common answer, but we're hoping that they don't, which will make it much more interesting. So let's find out. I'm going to introduce the host of this session, Georgina Adam. She's a Global Art Forum regular, and so we're thrilled to have her back here again. Georgina is an author, an art market editor at large at the art newspaper, an art market columnist at the Financial Times. Georgina is going to introduce our guests in more detail, but for now, will you please welcome Sebastian, Thomas, Anders, and Georgina. Thank you.